so late in the game, but apparently Michelle isn't her name. It's Joseph. And like her ancestor, she has an amazing collection of coats. Very technicolor. One of those coats. One of those codes has to do with the Chamber of Commerce, which has recently been elected to the board. Another of those codes is as a mortgage broker, and she gets to make people happy most of the time. And I'm very glad that she has taken on the code of Rotary and joined our club and has been actively involved as a new member. Please welcome Michelle Cook.
Stand here so everyone can hear me. I've been in Rotary now for 5 months. I was just saying I can't believe that it's been that long, and it's taken me 5 months to actually do my speech. I used to say that I didn't like change. I hate change, I hate new things. But then as I was thinking about what I was going to talk about in my classification speech, I thought, how could I not like change? Because I've moved over 24 times. I've had 2 of those 24 times, I call them stopovers. So anywhere that I haven't lived for more than 2 months, I just classify that as a stopover. I grew up in BC. I grew up in BC up till I was age 19, 20. And I grew up in the Okanagan. I was born in Kamloops. And within my first 19 years, I had already moved 10 times. Once I graduated, I moved again and did a brief stopover just outside of Kamloops. Completed my education, and then continued my journey on to Vancouver Island. I had taken my resort and hotel management course. So I lived the hospitality life for about 5 years, which includes not really getting a lot of sleep. I work, sleep, briefly in between working and going out and enjoying life with my friends. I then decided that I needed to make a change. Hospitality for me, I thought it was for somebody who is, younger, had a little bit more stamina, could live on only a couple hours of sleep a night, and I was getting where it was starting to be really draining on me. So decided I was going to make the move. So I moved from sunny Vancouver Island to Winterpeg. And it was a huge change. I remember the first year that I was there, I arrived in October. And I had a winter jacket, and I had boots, and I had what I classified as gloves. And I remember the first day that I showed up at work, and the girls said, okay, you need a winter jacket. Well, I have a jacket. They're like, that is gonna be what we classify here as a spring jacket or fall. So they decided they were gonna take me out on a shopping so that I had appropriate boots, so I had proper jacket, gloves. Gloves, they don't mean like those ones you can buy at the dollar store that are just, that you wear underneath other gloves. And I was set. Amazingly enough, that's the first year in record that Winnipeg actually had a nice winter, and I probably would have survived with the attire that I had gotten. I did retail for a few years, enjoyed, meeting new friends, meeting new people, and then decided that I probably should have a career. So I went back. I went to a career college there, and I did my legal assistant course. And just floated around. I decided that I wanted to work in a small law firm. I only wanted to work for where there was only a couple lawyers. I didn't want to work for a large firm. So I decided that I was going to work. The first place I went to there was 3 women lawyers. So people would say to me, "Are you crazy? You're going to work in an office where there's only 4 women? There's not a male lawyer or someone else that's going to kind of keep everything even?" I was like, "No, I love it." So they were the best 4 women that I worked for. One of them decided she was going to retire, so the only reason that I left that firm was because they were disbanding. They helped me find another job. I worked for a few other law firms. Finally, my last law firm. Finally, my last law firm, I worked for somebody who did criminal law. And I did their criminal law, and I did all of their real estate. And I got tired of talking to people from jail three quarters of the day. So I decided that's it. I decided that's it. I can't do this anymore. And one of my friends was a mortgage broker. And I said, "You know what, I can do this. It's going to be different." It's going to be different. I started as what they called as their client services representative. And all I did is I learned about the lenders. All I had to do is answer the phone and be nice to people, and I thought I can do that. So I started that, and within the first year we did a trade show, kind of like we do at the Tri-Leisure here. And I thought, I actually want to be a mortgage broker. So I went back. And I did a little bit more training with the office that I was at. Became a mortgage broker, and I was a mortgage broker in Winnipeg for probably about 5 years. And then I decided that I had to get on Winnipeg. And my sister lives in Beaumont here, and she had been asking me for years, there's no one in Winnipeg, move back here, move closer to family. And I was like, no, I really like, even though it's cold, I really like it here. But it wasn't until December 2010 that I say the only reason that I moved back to Alberta was because my sister was having a baby, and December 2010, Chloe was born. And I decided that I couldn't live 2 provinces away, I didn't want to be an aunt who just came in and out of her life a couple times, maximum a couple times a month or a year. I wanted to be where it only took me maximum 45 minutes to drive and see her. Both my sister and brother-in-law both my sister and brother-in-law are with the Edmonton Police, so I knew that both of them, in that mat leave, paternal leave time period, that they would need somebody to look after Chloe. And I wanted that to be me. So within about a 24-hour period, I had gone to the office I was working at. I had given my notice. I had listed my house for sale. I had pretty much all of my stuff packed and pod ordered, and I was on the move. I arrived in Beaumont. I arrived in Beaumont a couple weeks later, did one of my stopovers, just till I figured out where I wanted to live. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to settle in Spruce Grove. Spruce Grove. I had met, before I even moved here, I had met someone that was living in Spruce Grove, who had lived in Spruce Grove his whole life. And I decided this is where I was coming. I was going to come out here, I was going to live in Beaumont temporarily, move out to Spruce Grove, and start the next happy chapter in my life. So as I was telling Terry this morning about change, and I said, yeah, I can't believe I'm going to go and do my speech today, and I'm going to tell them that I've moved 24 times. He's like, 24 times? Do you not think at your age that it's time to settle down? You know what, he's right, and I think Spruce Grove is going to be my home for a really long time.